Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Michael and this is Logic Everything. Yes, so today we are going to be talking about a very unique situation that has to do with a celebrity, a YouTuber, a singer, a boxer called KSI. Now, if you don't know KSI, you should, but he's actually one of the OG YouTubers. He's from the UK and he has been very successful in his YouTube career and also did boxing. He was one of the OG YouTube celebrity boxing guys. He also did music, very successful in that also. And today he finds himself in a very similar situation as most or a lot of celebrities have found themselves in the past. He made a video like he always does, that's his career, talking about things, and someone in the chat, I think, brought up the issue of Palestine, asking him to comment about it.
Slightly controversial question.
Oh God.
What do you think about the Palestine-Israel situation at the moment?
I honestly have no idea what's going on. that is it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not getting involved. It's way above me. Get out, please. I don't know. Well, come on, man. We got us. Less controversial questions, please.
Basically, the video he was making was not really about any political thing. It was just basically like a fun video like he always does. And someone in the comments actually brought up the issue of Palestine. And he then said in a joking way that he doesn't know anything about the Israel-Palestine, so that he's not involved and doesn't want to get into it whatsoever. And I also did get the feeling that he actually did know or did have a few opinions about it, but he just decided to stay clear of the situation entirely. One thing I would like to bring from this situation is that a lot of the people who are actually having their turns with KSI, insulting him, I'm talking about how ignorant he is, how dumb he is, and things like that. They are not just a random selection of people when it comes to the Israel-Palestine situation. They are not people that stem from neutral, pro-Israel, pro-Palestine. They are actually mostly concentrated towards a certain side of the entire issue. It's not basically just a random selection of people with different school of thoughts. These attacks are coming from people that have very similar takes on the Israel-Palestine situation. That means they believe in the same side, or at least they support the same side. Now, one thing that is very common in situations like this is for the people who are, taking the high ground and saying, how dare you? They would ask you that educate yourself, educate yourself. Now, no matter how this might seem, no matter how dramatic and convincing what they say is, it should be noted that what these people are craving for is not for people to have empathy, or at least for celebrities to have empathy. It is actually for celebrities or for people to have conformity. It's not empathy, it's conformity. And the reason why I'm saying that is that in the situation or in the instance whereby this guy KSI does actually go out there and he educates himself, he learns about the issue, he cares about the issue, and he learns a few things, and now he has an opinion on it, and he now has a reply for the person that asked him that question on the chat, and his reply is not in support of a certain side. Do you think that people will be like, okay, at least now he's no longer ignorant, at least now he knows about the issue. He might not be of the same school of thought as me, but at least he does know something about the issue. Do you think you're going to now leave him alone, applaud him, or even go harder on him because he is not actually parroting the exact same things as they would want? Now, you can actually tell because there are people who have actually come out and, voice their support for a different side than what is popular, than what is most common. And this is the problem I have with when people insist that celebrities should share their opinions. Why are you asking celebrity for their belief or their take on situations that have to do with social or moral dynamics? Why? They entertain people. They have never in their entire lives claimed to one bastion of knowledge or something like that. And certainly not this particular person, KSI. He actually has this attitude towards a lot of other issues. But even if he didn't, why should he actually have to have an opinion on that certain situation? And if you would insist that, okay, it is necessary, it is important, and make that argument that people have a certain responsibility to do things that are right and good in society, I would agree with you to the extent whereby you would be willing to apply that logic, even when the person cares about the situation but sees it from a different point of view, as you would. But in most instances, that is not the case. So if this guy comes up tomorrow and says, okay, I stand with the Jewish people, what's happening to them is really terrible, it's just very terrible, I stand with Israel, I support Israel, I'm pro-Israel, death to Hamas and things like that. I'm pro-Israel. I'm pro-Israel, pro-Israel, pro-Israel. If he becomes basically a Ben Shapiro, do you think people would leave him alone because now he knows something about the situation? No, that is not what is going to happen. What is being done to this guy is something that has been done to so many other celebrities, which is a push for conformity, being masqueraded as a push for someone having empathy. And a very similar situation is the issue with Denzel Washington. He is not the most left-leaning or liberal guy, and he just keeps to himself. He doesn't like go out there on the activist or political side a lot. And if you pay close attention, you can probably deduce by the things he says that it is probably because he has like very, very different opinions towards certain things than his colleagues do.
Mr. Washington, you're here in D.C. during an interesting time with the transition in the White House. Just wondering who you wound up supporting in the election and why.
Go ahead now. Fences.
Doesn't go out of his way to make that point, to say, okay, I'm different. He actually spends a lot of time and energy in deflecting and just trying to be left alone. But people insist that he should take a position on several different things.
How about this? I don't know if you saw it. There's a fake news story going around. It got thousands of shares online. You saw that. And I just thought you might want to clear it up because people are confused.
There's a few words that start with F and end with K, but that one ends with E, but it starts with F.
Yeah, but just too vague. You got to be specific right now. F, K, and E.
What was the question?
Well, that was a question. Who you wound up supporting in the election, presidential election?
None of your business.
None of my business?
None of your business.
Well, I'm only asking because the story was online, but that's okay.
And here's the funny thing. When this kind of thing is happening, the people who are like pushing you to say something, they have to approach you in the sense that, okay, I'm being neutral. I'm not just trying to force you to conform to what I believe in. I'm just being neutral, just like say something about this, say something about this, say something about this, say something about this situation. That's what I want. Just say something about it. Just talk about it. You have a platform. You influence people. Just say something about it. And they try to make it seem like, okay, we're just good people trying to do good, but make that mistake and then say something that is not the exact same thing that conforms with whatever belief that they already have. Then you're in bigger problems. And all of this reaction comes from this simple video that was not meant to be a political take. It wasn't meant to be a political video. But everybody is talking about it, talking about how terrible his actions are. And this reaction, this kind of attitude is what creates this environment whereby Mia Khalifa comes out and talks about marital advice, talking about this, or Taylor Swift is telling you who to vote for, and things like that. All of this madness is what leads to that direction. And people are always talking about how dumb celebrities are and how they should just keep to themselves, this and that. But then, when they try to keep to themselves, this happens. And maybe you can argue that if it was a different situation, he would have said something about it. Knowing him, probably not. Me being familiar with his content, I don't think so. But even if that was the case, I think that only points to the fact that in other situations, it was very clean and clear-cut. Most of the media, most of the entertainment industry, they are very left-leaning. They tend to be supported and sponsored and, basically run by institutions that are supporting a lot of left-leaning, policies and ideologies. So then you'd have like celebrities, who obviously they're egotistical and they would never miss a chance to, show you how brave they are by supporting, one sort of activism or policy or social justice movement that would never ever get them in trouble, because even though they act like it is dangerous to support that movement, every single person that could be a danger to them already supports the movement. Every institution, everyone who's writing their checks, they are in line with that. So them just like, coming out and saying, okay, yes, I support this current thing, it's basically usually just like, I don't know, maybe manufactured consent on the parts of population control. But it's not anything that is really dangerous to their careers. But in the issue of Israel versus Palestine, you have a very unique situation that a lot of left-leaning institutions also have a lot of Jewish people who are the very top, who are very, very powerful in those institutions. They are either owned, run, or managed by Jewish individuals or Jewish families or Jewish corporations. So it is not very clean and clear-cut as it used to be in other issues. You could just say Black Lives Matter and no major institution would be against you. But now, if KSI comes and says free Palestine, it can very well be that one of his deals or one of his record labels, something, will be disappeared. And that brings to mind the celebrity, you know him, another one, who is basically actually from Palestine. Until date, hasn't said anything about the situation because obviously he understands that there would probably be consequences if he should engage in some sort of activism that is pro-Palestine. But then if there's an activism that is not endanger his checkbook, it would jump on it. It would jump on it like white on rice. So anyway, guys, that's the video for today. If you think that my take is terrible, tell me in the comment section. If you think I missed anything, or if you want to share your opinions, just let me know in the comment section. Till next time, stay safe and be nice.